in the studio. Finally got him up here, man. I'm trying to get you here for ages.
Oh, man.
I've been trying. Currency's in the house.
Yeah.
What's going on, brother?
Nothing, man. Canal Street Confidential. December 4th. That's the most important thing in my life right now, man.
I need to know why it's on a major label. As many records you done gave us for free.
Absolutely. Well,
and I like getting them for free.
I reached out to some of my friends who are enjoying mainstream success right now, you know, and they still have they still got their underground souls intact. So it was nothing when I reached out to them, you know, to get verses back within like 48 hours at the most part on some of them records. So once I had amassed this track list and saw what I had, and was listening to the beats, the magnitude of the beats that I got for this, you know, I was like, well, this sounds like something that costs money. So I might as well, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
I might as well pick the scratch up this time around. Because, like, New Jet City, a lot of my friends tell me all the time, and like, you need to do another one like New Jet City. New Jet City was your one that's kind of underground but mainstream. Because that's when me and Frenchie did records and all that. So they was like, man, you need to do something like that again. So when I was done with it and I played it for one of my homies, he was like, this sounds like New Jet City. I was like, yeah. And he was like, New Jet City should have been an album. So I was like, we're going to go get the money with this one. So,
besides Tupac, I've never seen a man with so many records and release so many products. I go on the website, it seems like you put something out every 2 weeks. You're making videos.
Yeah. I ain't gonna lie. I try to make a move every week.
Right.
I figure if you did something every week, at least like if you play basketball, you play it once a week. Right. You know, you play football, you play it once a week, like, and it counted. You know, you practice every day, but there was a point where it counted at some point in the week. So I try to put a record out, a video or something, you know, to make a move as far as in my business in the game I play. You know, you make sure you show up, you know.
How much you sitting on though?
Man,
how can you the only person who can put out like an EP every 2 weeks? I'm like, yo, he must be sitting on so much product.
Yeah, Cathedral, that last Chase and Cash one, I got 21 records with Chase and Cash. So I just pulled 5 to just do that. You know what I'm saying? So I could just do that whenever. Me and Wiz got the rest of Live in Concert, and then we got 2009. That's a whole nother. That's How Fly, like, again, you know what I'm saying? But that's in my computer. We got that already done.
So you just sitting on records?
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? You put them out when it's right.
Right.
I got so much stuff to where I can't even get to them to put them out. So that's why they sitting there. You know, you can only do so much. People only could listen to so much before they like burnt out. They say they want it, like every day, like dropping them. I'm like, man, if I dropped a record every day, I wouldn't be able to process all of it. That's why when I used to do mixtapes every month, and then I stopped because I would realize people would be surprised when they find one. It's like, oh, I didn't know this was out, and I was like, all right, I must be doing too much, you know what I'm saying, for people to even catch up to. So I'm like, all right, let me ease back off it a bit, ease back off putting it out.
Right.
But I can't stop myself from recording, you know what I'm saying? So I just work, and when the time is right, I put it out. But instead of putting out one record, how some people show up and you hear a record, it'll just be a whole collection of stuff just here.
With all your success that you've had without being on a major, what made you want to make that jump? You've done the tours, you've got the merch, you've got the music.
Just because I hadn't done it. You know what I'm saying? Like, all right, I'm gonna go. I want to go to see I want to go to see this statue. I don't know where it is. It's like in sand somewhere.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But I'm gonna go before I die.
Right.
All right. I want to see the pyramids too. You know what I'm saying? So I also wanted to touch that, come above ground and bust that move too. It just didn't make no sense to just to live my whole life out. I did music and I didn't try to bring the ideal. Even the ideal is so good that we stand underground, but we have to reach out and see if we can give some people an alternative.
Right.
They listen to what they fed, you know, mainstream. The people that only live in the mainstream, they only hear what comes above ground, and that's a pity for them. But I shouldn't deprive them of the chance to even see what actually happens on the underground. And I figure that this album is a good medium, you know what I'm saying, where it's not like a bat to their ears because they're so used to something else. And even though my music is cool and I pick like more mellow stuff in the climate that they're in, that music being smooth is like abrupt to them, cause like, whoa, you know what I'm saying? So this way we met them in the middle.
Now this is the second time around. You was already on a major.
Yeah.
Then you're coming back.
Yeah, the first time was like that just fell in my lap because like my homie, his company was just that big.
Right.
In my mind, me and Wayne was doing records.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It used to shock me whenever people from Universal would show up or something would be stamped or something, like, oh, that is what's going on. You know what I'm saying? Like,
right.
that is what we doing, you know? Because I really just thought me and my partner was doing stuff.
Right.
You know? And this right here is that way too, but I know, you know, what's going on. Like, all right, I know we're going to get up and we're going to bust these kind of moves.
Are you enjoying it?
Good. This rip, yes, this is really cool. I think maybe because I did enough groundwork in the underground to where when I come to these situations, I'm starting to get over it. I feel a little reserve on the way in because I'm like, I know I'm gonna go somewhere where people don't know what I really do because their job is in here, so they don't know underground.
Right.
But then, like, soon as I walked in, I knew, you know what I'm saying? Like, a couple people already was like, man, you know, good to have you, bro. So I was like, oh, so they know, you know, people know what's up. So it's different, you know. This go around is different. It don't feel as forced, you know. That's what I didn't like about the mainstream thing. I never wanted to be in the room or present myself to people who didn't know me or didn't really care, but had to care because it's their job for like that 20 minutes or whatever.
Right.
I didn't even want to bother them that much. I'm like, if you underground, the love is real because people got to go and find you.
Yeah.
They got to dig for that music and they got to go stand in this line all the time to go see this show. That's the only way they're going to see you because you're not going to be at the fan fest or nothing like that. It's the only way they could see you is like this, so they had to come out their heart, you know?
Right.
So I just felt better in that world.
Yeah, but now you out here, you're going hard for it.
Yeah, man, because what I realized, you know what I'm saying, is people want to hear something else. And a lot of people might have heard about me just from their friends and never really gave it a chance, and now they kind of can't get away from it because it's on the mainstream level now. So hopefully when they catch that record, then it brings them into some of the other stuff, you know, and that's really what's been happening. I've been looking at some of the websites with mixtapes, and some of that stuff is acting like I just dropped it.
Right.
Just off the success of Battle, like bubbling a little bit, is bringing new ears and people who haven't heard me since Where the Cash at, and they're like, oh, he was still doing stuff, and they're like, oh, he did this much, and like, oh, you know, so they just waking up to it. So
now with this new thing, it always happens. What's one thing you will not do that I will not record? They be like, Currency, you need to dance.
No, well, I won't make a dance. I'm
just saying.
I heard I'm light on my feet. I heard I got a few signature moves. You know what I'm saying? And if other people like deem them as dances and make songs, that's fine.
Right.
Like I know like Rich Homie didn't make himself a dance. He did what he did, and then people wrote a song and was like, do that. You know what I'm saying? That's fine. Yeah. I won't just come out and be like, yeah, do the spitter, and it be like some kind of little move. You know what I'm saying? If people just do something they saw me do, that's all right. You know what I'm saying? But I'll never have a dance.
Okay.
I'll never record a verse in autotune. Man, we was just talking about the Box Fan.
Right.
The original autotune.
Right.
I might lay a verse rapping in the Box Fan.
But you're not going to sing one.
Nah.
Because you just don't think it's cool? We got friends of yours in the studio. Have you ever tried it?
Nah, never tried it. And did I? Nah, I never tried. Like, did I ever do it like to make a joke? Nah, I never been anywhere where one was. Like, I never been where it was to where I could be like, all right, let me hit that. Let me hit that. I never been nowhere to do it. But, I mean, not that I don't think it's cool, because some people know how to use it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It works. And and I know some of the music wouldn't be what it is without it, so I understand that. Mm-hmm. But the fact that it made it like put everybody in the studio.
Just getting they sing on, showing their sensitive side.
It's like, man, you know, I'm pretty sure like the first people who were going crazy with it actually kind of could sing a little bit too, and they were using it just to enhance what they could do.
Right.
But now it's like I could go from talking to you right now to going in there and sounding like John Legend because of that thing. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
To do a whole album, with
right?
It, you know, so. I personally won't do it.
No
I never even try to learn how to be good with it or nothing. You know what I'm saying? Respect to those who have. You know.
That's what it is. So it's no dancing, no singing.
No dancing. No singing.
You know it's gonna come up in a meeting. They
no singing.
It's the majors, man.
No outright singing. Now there's sometimes where the beat, you know, sometimes I stretch words out or whatever.
Right.
I'm from New Orleans, so sometimes you know I get a little harmonious with my rapping, but it'll never be like a ooh. No. And I've heard once or twice that when I joke around singing that I almost sound all right, but I'll never take that seriously.
Right. Let's record it now. So I'm gonna hold you to this.
Yeah. Well, when you hear the R&B joint, you know what I'm saying? Play this right before
I'm to
that.
Twitter.
Yeah,
you said you wasn't going to do this.
Yeah, no problem.
So now this new project, man, what's the best record on there that's closest to your heart?
Man.
It's got to be that one, bro, when I get, you got to go, man.
Check it out. Honestly, probably the record Drive By, the record with Future, the one I did with him, but just because we had already been tight just when, like on the underground.
Right.
See, and it just went crazy for him, like, all, and that's like, and he didn't do anything to get that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So, and I like that because that's really, you know, really the only kind of people I wanna work with is people who stay true to what they do, and whatever they get from it, that's it. You know what I'm saying? They're cool with that, and they're gonna keep grinding with that. You know, and we got a gang of records. Like, well, that's another thing. Me and him got a whole clip of records too. Like, and just for I'm glad that the first of its surfacing, the first people hearing the sound of what we do together is on my album.
Right.
You know, I like that too. You know, it could have came out another way. As fast as he working, as much as he put stuff out, it could have been out the day we did it, because we did a grip of records in the day. But that's a whole nother thing. Canal Street Confidential. I think it's a tie actually between that record and maybe this record me and Lloyd did.
Lloyd?
Yeah, me and Lloyd been tight since I was on Young Money, because he used to be around like way back then, and he from New Orleans ultimately. So just the record that we did was tight because I had a clearance issue with the hook that I originally wanted to use. It wasn't, Trackmasters was fine with it. It was a R. Kelly and Trackmasters record. When at the racetrack. Yeah, the racetrack. Did you ever think that you would be this rich?
Right.
I had a hook like kind of like that. I pinned it like that, and I thought it would go over fine, but R. Kelly didn't. He wanted like all of the
everything.
Yeah, so I was like, well, I can't do it. Much love, man. I know you gotta get your paper, bro. That's cool. I respect your hustle, man, but dude wanted all of it. So I was like, all right, I can't do that. Yeah. So I reached out to the homie, and I didn't even talk to him about what I might want or whatever. He just sent the hook, and it was nasty. I'm like, yeah, that's it. And then I couldn't even believe that I had wrote the previous one. I was like, I should have just did this like from jump. You know? I'm glad that worked out like that, because I wouldn't have had that record.
I got 2 more questions.
Lay it on me. Do
you still get high? I think it's impossible.
Only at the moment that I'm smoking. If I have the joint in my hand, okay, I'm getting high. Right. When the joint is out, I'm right back how I was before we lit it. Like, I have to smoke again. Oh, it's done. Like, I'm high when we smoking.
I mean,
as we breathe, like, right as it, I'm like, man, this shit is good. But I mean, stuff is good. But then once it's out, that's it. Like, it's just back.
So
and
what's
it's
the
a bad
point?
Thing.
I don't get it.
Just keep smoking. Stay successful. Be successful so that you can keep on lighting up. It's a terrible thing. I wish if you had never started it, if I had never started, then I would never have known. I lived a long time without smoking. I wasn't in high school like being stoned or nothing, man. You know what I'm saying? So I didn't do that till I was 20. Okay. And then it changed everything. I was like, oh,
Now you started smoking in what area? New Orleans?
Yeah.
then-
A girl was like, yo, just come on, man.
Yeah.
Because I was being such a buzzkill. Like every time I was like, yo, are you like, do you feel cool now? You know what I'm saying? You ready to go eat? Like, are you sleepy now? Like, what? Are you creative? What do you want to do now that you're high? She's like, man, just shut up. Like, and just did that. And I was like, all right. And I hit it. And I was like, damn, I'm so sorry. I'm sorry for everything. And I was like, I want to stay like this.
Okay, so that's 20 years old.
Yeah. And here I am, man. They're just
are you
toasted in my 30s, roasted, and this is it.
Were you rapping then?
Yeah.
Okay.
And it, yo, I was rapping about, like, madness.
Before the
Rapping
weed.
about madness, man.
Then you hit the weed.
AK-47s. Just madness. You
Right.
know what I'm saying?
Well,
madness.
this is before the weed.
Yeah, it's yeah, sure. That was the environment, man. But
Right.
yo, that's not even me.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But I was like, nah. You know, street tales.
Now follow this. Follow me.
Then the weed was like, nah, man. What's
Then you
really
calm
going
down.
on? What's really going on in your life, bro? And then I started rapping about what was really going on in my life. And then the universe was like, see, that's all I wanted you to do is tell the truth. Here's a Ferrari. Here's a Bentley. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It all worked out.
All right, now you do that 20 New Orleans. Now
Yeah.
you get to travel.
Yeah.
Then you start hitting out of town weed.
Yes.
Now you're getting higher.
This is the conversation.
Right.
Check it out, man. Yo, once I got to this side,
Right.
it was crazy. I want to tell you because like when I got home, then everything was terrible.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I got
Right.
back, I was like, nope, this isn't good. This isn't good. I'll tell you where I was. I was on Mars, my nigga. Like, we have to get this, you know. And it's finally, you know, it's got around. Thank heavens, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
It's not too hard to find if you're connected, but I feel bad for people who not, you know what I'm saying? If you out the loop, it's a terrible thing.
Where was the point you were like, this is the pinnacle?
2009, I performed at, I don't want to say, I have a problem with numbers.
Right.
I mix numbers up, but the name of this place is either 330 Rich.
Oh, right here, down the street.
That's the name of it?
Yeah.
All right. I performed at 330 Rich, all right?
You telling me the highest you ever been is 1 block away from here?
330 Rich. God bless. I was so stoned, and I told the DJ to play Andre Nicotine and the Jacka record that I
Right.
like. And then the Jack was actually like against the wall, God bless. He was against the wall and he was like, nah, let's burn one, you know what I'm saying? So we got smacked in the green room, and then I did the show, you know what I'm saying? It was just like one of the greatest nights of my life. So like this is where I was. I was
With
at
Jack.
330 Rich.
So
Yeah.
that was Cherry Pie.
Was it?
Yeah, that was the year.
Look, that's
I remember
before,
the show.
you know what it is? That's before I even knew, like, that's before I really was into the names. I just knew, like, I knew who had weed that I would like. I'm like, Snoop, I'll smoke with him.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, the Jack always brings me to this place, and we get weed from, it's like a store. You
Yeah,
know?
the
It was
green
madness. That was before that stuff was out.
Right.
That was before dispensaries and all that in
Yeah,
my world.
I remember.
I didn't know nothing about none of
Yeah.
that. I thought we was getting arrested. Like the whole time we was in there, I was like waiting for the raid, and I'm like, dude, just trying to keep it so real. He bringing me to this place, like, you know what I'm saying, like, and he don't think I'm like tripping,
Right.
but I'm tripping. Like, we got to get out of here, Jack. Like, you tripping, and they got walls and walls of this shit. You know what I'm saying? I'm like looking around, like, I'm like, we just gonna walk out, and right as the SWAT team is like with the battering ram, like, let's go. He's like, oh, let's taste it, let's try this. Like, nah, man, but yeah. That was it. High as shit. Went to 330 Rich. Jack was there. Mr. Fab was there. It was tight. Yeah.
That's what it is.
Yeah, I was crazy high. That's when I told everybody about the freckles. See, if you look up anything, I said a few times, like on High Times and a few other, you know, weed things where I had to talk about some stuff and describe the symptom of, like, when you know a side effect if you're smoking, like the best, when you finally found it. When you finally found it, you're gonna feel like you got freckles. You're gonna feel this little tingling thing under your eyes, like right up in here. And see, since you making that face, you never
I know
had.
I haven't. But
So
yo.
you have to find it. And once it happens, I'm telling you, that's your strain. That's the one. You know, like in the DNA, the shape of the DNA, we got a little piece missing. And the THC is the perfect shape. It's the one.
Right.
It fits in it. but everyone got to find the right strain for you.
And
you know, it's not going to be the one. Yeah, and once you feel the freckles on you, you found the strain that's you. Like OG is mine. You know, that's my personal strain for my personality. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And once you find the one that's missing, then it's it.
You have blessed me with
man.
weed knowledge
It's
right there.
It's a real thing. It's a real thing.
The great when Currency is in the spot. Make sure y'all get that album December 4th. The title?
Canal Street Confidential. Pre-order it right now. Just go on and pre-order it right now, man.
Let's just do it there.
Man. We're just doing the thing, man.
We got more, man. Y'all got to stay with us. Don't you move.